Folks, I want to talk to you today about an epic champion inside Raid Shadow Legends that is going to be absolutely crucial to getting 3 stars on some stages of Faction Wars Hard. So, if you're interested in more Raid Shadow Legends content, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's a Discord link down below and all that sort of YouTube mumbo jumbo. What makes a champion crucial for this? Well, we're talking specifically today about a champion from the Demon Spawn. I'd love to hear guesses in the comments as well if you guys think you know who this is before we talk about them. But if we look at the stage requirements for the Demon Spawn, we start to notice some very interesting things. So, you'll see that we have the usual, like, place HP burns, place provokes, place poisons, you know, all stuff that's pretty interesting, pretty unique, you know, pretty basic, honestly. We see it on all the stages. But then we get to stage 4, where you have to defeat 5+ enemies using bomb debuffs. And it's like, okay, cool, that kind of cuts down our options a lot. Then you see stage 9, defeat 10+ enemies using bomb debuffs, right? So you start to realize that you're definitely going to need a bomber for this faction, because there's no gear sets at the time of recording this that allow you to place bombs, unlike, you know, stuns and provokes and those sorts of things. And you also can't really manipulate the duration of the debuffs to some extent, right? So you can't really spread them with any sort of champions from this faction. There's no debuff spread champions that will really be good options, is what I'm getting at. So then you start to look inside the Demon Spawn for bomb champions, and it's like, okay, well, I have Commodus. Okay, cool. You know, Faction Wars Hard is done for you. You're good to go, right? If you have Commodus, no issues. But for the rest of us that don't have them, looking at the legendary level, there's not many options. In fact, there's only one that actually brings bombs, which is Lord Shazar. So if you've been playing for quite some time and you have Lord Shazar, perfect. You know, you have a bomb champion. You have these stages figured out. You'll get your 3 stars, no problem. But if you're like me, and as you can see, I don't have Lord Shazar, it then narrows down the options even further. So we can come down to the epics here. We can take a look at somebody like, where is she? Is she even an epic? I can't remember. Malbranch. She's not an epic. She's a rare. So you can take a look at Malbranch, right? She has single target attack, 75% chance of placing a bomb that detonates after 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. This is pretty ass, especially when you're trying to defeat anywhere between 5 to 10 enemies with bombs. You're going to have to take 5 to 10 activations of this skill. She doesn't have particularly high attack. She doesn't have a 100% chance of landing it. It's just going to be an absolute nightmare to try and get it done with this champion, right? You can come down here. If you really want to, you can run Lemur, the uncommon champion that has an attack 1 enemy, 75% chance of placing a bomb that detonates in 3 turns with damage based on attack and HP, right? On a 4-turn cooldown. But if you don't want to do those trashy, crappy options and waste your time with a bunch of RNG, here's the champion that I'm going to recommend to you today, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to be Soul Drinker, Mortu Macabre's little brother that's not talked about anywhere near enough, in my opinion, even though he has pretty good reviews. So what does Soul Drinker do? Well, he has an A1 where he attacks 1 enemy, decreases bomb debuff detonation cooldowns by 1 turn. There's no chance to do this. It's not a 75% chance. It's not a 25% chance. He just straight up decreases bomb debuff detonation cooldowns by 1 turn. Simple as that. He then has an A2. Attacks 3 times at random. Again, decreases bomb debuff detonation cooldowns by 1 turn. So a 3 times hitter, each hit decreasing the bomb debuff detonation cooldowns. This means that if multiple hits land on one single champion, you can potentially just pop the debuff right away, right, and get those kills. And finally, his A3 AoE times 2 each hit, 100% chance of placing a bomb that detonates after 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. This is hands down, not counting obviously Commodus or Lord Shazar, the way to get through the bomb stages in Demon Spawn Faction Wars Hard. But it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, does it get better? He has a passive Set Ablaze, places 2 bomb debuffs on each enemy that detonate after 2 turns when this champion dies. So if we think about it this way, he can open up with his A3, AoE, let's say he places 2 bombs on everybody, right? Then he gets absolutely clapped by, you know, somebody's A1 because you're going to be building him with attack. Then he's going to die and place 2 more bomb debuffs on everybody for a total of 4 bomb debuffs with 1300 base attack. This guy is the ticket to clearing Demon Spawn Hard Faction Wars. I'll go ahead and just kind of show you how I have him built. This is by no means a champion showcase or anything like that, so we're not going to be talking too much about his damage. I just tried to min-max the attack that I have on him. Obviously, he's a 5-star champion right now, so he doesn't have the full attack that you could even have on him. That being said, obviously he's getting the extra 600 attack from his blessing, and he's not even booked out at this point, right? So I'm probably going to book him out during one of these champion training events, but you can see that I do have the blessing on him, Nature's Wrath, so increase the damage inflicted by this champion for every debuff they successfully place, except debuffs placed by gear sets. So at his current awakening, he's going to increase his damage by 3% up to 15%, plus he's getting extra resistance and accuracy. Now, obviously, you don't need awakenings on this guy to make it happen, but they will certainly help. If you're not using Nature's Wrath, there's still some good options as well. So you're going to be building him with a crap ton of attacks, so you could run him in something like Phantom Touch. Just keep in mind, obviously, that he's going to, do a lot of damage with that. You can also run him inside something like Cruelty, considering he has the AoEs, as well as the random hitters and whatnot, so he can be very competent in that as well. And then, additionally, you can run him inside Heavencast, especially if you're bringing him with some sort of an increase attack champion. So let's take a look at those options as well. I'm essentially just trying to help people here who might be struggling to get through Faction Wars hard, right? So if you're looking for increased attack champions, there's certainly not many options inside the Demon Spawn. They're all going to be pretty much like self-buffing increased attack champions, unfortunately. So even, Heffrak is the same, but if we bring the smaller version of increased attack, we still have no options. So yeah, good luck bringing this guy with an increased attack champion, unfortunately. But that being said, he doesn't necessarily need it, so I was able to actually beat already one of the stages that required me to defeat enemies with bombs, thanks to Soul Drinker, obviously, entirely. Because like I said, I don't have Lord Shazar. It's going to be very hard to progress through this content if you don't have him. I am working on getting his masteries done as well, and I'll probably do a full-on showcase on this champion once that's done. But I wanted to make this video to call him out as being essentially quintessential to any sort of a Demon Spawn team that doesn't have Commodus or Lord Shazar, which at this point, I'm going to guess is like most of the player base, because, it's so hard to get targeted champions. We don't see rate ups for either of those champions at this point, so it's very much luck of the draw. And for such a crucial piece of content to clear to get the next mythical champion, it's definitely a bit tough to do it. So I wanted to make sure that people aren't sacrificing this guy or using him as a chicken or something like that. So make sure to go ahead and hold a copy if you don't have the champions that we've discussed. When it comes to relics, there's a few good options that you can put on him as well. So obviously Malefic Talon could be very decent, where he just has that chance to deal more damage when attacking. Apart from that, you could put him also into Moondeath Orchid, just if they resist the bombs or whatnot. He'll go ahead and do more damage. But I can't wait to level this guy out and showcase him. I also just crafted a crap ton of lethal gear, so like 80 pieces of lethal gear, so I might actually have some gear upgrades for him too. Build him a little bit fast with a little bit of accuracy and a lot of attack, and you'll have a very good experience. So that is my discussion on Soul Drinker. I hope this video is helpful, and let me know down below how you guys are progressing through Faction Wars Hard. Channel memberships are live. Go ahead and hit the join button if you're interested in that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.